Hey y'all, I'm James Wright. Welcome to my shop, and it's time for the Christmas glue test. So 7 years ago, I started working with this rig, actually testing glue box in several different orientations. We tested 64 different types of glues. And honestly, it was really fascinating to see which glue was stronger because we were actually testing the glue bond itself, not the wood bond. We were trying to make the glue snap off before the wood broke. And if you want to see more on that, I've got a whole pile of videos on the glue test. I'll leave links to those down below. But the big question that this did not answer was what happens a year from now, 2 years from now, 30 years from now. If I'm building heirloom quality furniture, I want a glue that will last for an heirloom quality. So what does that mean? So 6 years ago, I glued up a pile of test samples and I put them out in my garage, a spot where there will be expansion and contraction due to the humidity and temperature swings of the year. We chose 7 different glues that were a good example of that particular class of glues. And then we let them sit. I test a few every 6 months and now every year, and soon I'm probably going to be doing the test every 2 years. I should have enough samples to last 30 years, since that means another 24 years of testing. But there have been some interesting things we've found so far. So enough of this, let's actually go up to the computer and take a look at the raw data. So welcome to my office. Let me take you over to the computer here where you can actually see some of the raw data. For those of you who don't know, this is the glue test, and there is lots of data and information in here. We tested 64 different glues all the way across in long grain to long grain, and then long grain to end grain, and then in gap filling, and then exterior conditions. And then for what we're talking about today, we have how is it lasting over time. And you can go back and do this, and I have a whole bunch of videos on all of this data here and actually see what it does. These tests are all done soon after the glue has been applied, but the question is how long does it last, and does that change over time? So what we did was we picked a glue from each category, the best one from each category, and then brought them down here, and I glued up a whole pile of them 6 years ago. And we started off by testing them every 6 months, and we moved to once every year. I might be changing it to once every 2 years here soon because the numbers have kind of stabilized, but we can kind of go down through this and see how they've all changed over time. The numbers in here on the PSI column are how good are they? Green, good, red, bad, over the comparison of all of the tests. The numbers and the raw data, those are breakage. So the whole purpose of this test is to stress the glue itself, not the joint. We want to know how strong is the glue, and so we're actually shearing it on the glue joint so that all of the pressure is on the glue itself, and the goal is we won't have any wood separating from it. It'll actually break on the glue, and most of the time that happens, but sometimes it doesn't. So these colors on the raw data actually tell us, was there any wood left? Was there any wood separation? And so you can see here 25%-ish, 50%, 70%, 100%, it was the wood that broke. And so you can kind of get an idea of where those numbers are. That puts in a bit of roughness to the numbers, but not a huge amount. And I've found that they don't affect it that much. So the more I do this, I don't look at those numbers from the breakage as much. But we can actually come down here and we can see the charts. These two charts are where it all comes together. You can see over time. So each of these lines is a different type of glue, and then we can see over time. We were doing every 6 months for a while, and then here the last 4 have been every year. Most of them have stayed right about the same. Most of them have trended down a little bit, a few with a slight trend up. There was a lot of change in the first year or two, but after that they've stabilized quite a bit. With the exception of the 2P10 super glue, cyanoacrylate. You can see how it just drops off here and goes to almost nothing. I've had quite a few of these where the glue blocks don't even make it to the test, they just fall off. So there really isn't much of that. It's not a structural glue. It's great for small applications, things that aren't going to be bumped or jostled, but if it's something that needs to hold together for a long time, I don't use super glue. The Elmer's Wood Glue Max is the one that has had a slow and consistent downfall. Not a huge amount, but just it's gone down and down and down over the years. It has been the top all the way along, and for the first time ever, it has been eclipsed by West Systems Epoxy, so actually using epoxy as adhesive. Titebond 2 has remained fairly flat, had a big uptick this year, so I'm guessing there was one board that held together a little bit better. But yeah, Titebond 2 actually had a little bit of an uptick this year. DAP Weldwood plastic resin. This was a favorite during the initial testing. Great exterior conditions, but this one has had a really strong, steady drop off. And it's one of those glues that you can't get anymore. It was kind of hard to make, and it was a little bit more expensive, and they don't make it anymore. There are a few plastic resin glues you can get, but you can see that it has a pretty strong drop off here. The two hide glues, the red and blue line here, have been right next to each other all day long. And so one of them is the homemade, the red one, and the blue one is the store-bought flakes that you can mix in. And I was actually kind of surprised at how close those have been. But yeah, simple hide glue, it works pretty well. And just as a note for you, anything over like 180 is stronger than the wood itself. In most cases, the wood is going to break long before that. Now, there are some differences to that depending upon the type of wood and the hardness of the wood and how it's actually glued together. But generally, anything over 180 on this or anything over like 250 on the PSI list is going to give you a much stronger bond than the wood itself. Then we can come down here for the adjusted. These are a bit of a mess. These are taking all of the breakage numbers into account. And initially, I put a lot of weight into those breakage numbers, but the more I do it, the more they just don't give me any clean data. And so you can see here that the numbers go all over the place. We had Type Bond 2 had a couple that just held on for everything and then finally sheared the wood rather than the glue. West System Epoxy usually has quite a few that that shears in the wood, rather than the glue. In this case, they had very few, and so the numbers go up and down. So I'm not putting a huge amount into the adjusted and breakage numbers. But yeah, there you can see the 6-year numbers, and if you want access to this data, there are links to it in the description so you can go and see the raw data yourself. So there's not too much that's new, which means that I'm probably going to start moving to testing every 2 years as opposed to every year. So you might not see anything more on this until the year 2027. But I'll definitely keep this going as long as I can because I've actually found the information to be a bit interesting. I've got a few other tests coming down the pipeline that aren't just glue, so stay tuned for some other interesting things like that. And if you would like to see the actual raw data, that sheet that I was going through, and go through it yourself, I have links to that down below so you can actually see all of the numbers and see if there's something that pops out to you. As well as it includes all of the original data from doing the actual glue test on long grain to long grain, in grain to long grain, gap filling, and exterior conditions. There's some really interesting information on that, as well as links to other videos down below. And if you want to see exactly how the test is done, yes, I'm not showing it in this video other than a few clips because I've got a bunch of videos on that as well. Links down below. I think that'll about do it for today though. And if you have any other questions, thoughts, ideas, snide remarks, throw those down in the comments because that does help us out. Anytime you like, comment, share, subscribe, well, you know how it goes. And I want to say a massive thank you to all the people scrolling over there because they are the ones sponsoring this channel. I'm not sponsored by some glue company because I get to say what I want to say rather than what some glue company wants me to say. And if something interesting pops out or a glue isn't performing the way it should, I can say what I want to say because some company didn't pay me to do that. Those people over there on the side, they are the sponsors and they're the ones who actually provide for this to happen. So thank you for that. If you'd like to find out more about that, you know what to do. Links down below. I think that'll do it for now. And until next time, have a wonderful day. The only downside to this long-term glue test is this information is something that we really need right now. I mean, you could say all of this data is very pressing,